Shalom, my friends. I have been receiving a good number of emails pretty regularly from people who get very confused by some of the things they see on YouTube. And I wanted to put this message out to you. I think this is a very important message. Please share it with as many as you can, because we are in the last hour. Darkness and confusion is increasing on levels that to me are astoundingly obvious. And I see too many people who don't really know Yeda in Hebrew, Elohim. They don't really know him. Matthew chapter 7 verse 23, well, starting with verse 22, Yeshua is talking, and he says, "Many shall say to me in that day, Master, Master, have we not prophesied in your name, and cast out demons in your name, and done many mighty works in your name?" These are people who say they know him. They're prophesying, casting out demons, doing many mighty works in his name. And yet in verse 23, look at his response. He says, "I shall declare to these, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who work Torahlessness," lawlessness. I never knew you. That word there is, in the original language, is the same word in the original Hebrew in Genesis, where it says that Adam knew Eve and they bore children. So Yeshua is saying, I don't care if you've prophesied in my name, healed people in my name, done many mighty works in my name, healed the sick in my name. You were never intimate with me. You never expressed love to me. You never were familiar with me in a deep way. And you know, I'm getting at this because, like I said, I get a lot of emails from people, and they're confused about some of the things they see so-called teachers, prophets, so-called apostles that make videos on YouTube and spout out all kinds of ridiculous messages. There are people out there who are saying that, you know, if you don't prophesy, if you don't have dreams, then you're not born again or something. There's people out there saying that Elohim is speaking directly to them, and they're prophesying dates about the rapture, or specific dates about terrible events that are going to happen, announcing the beginning of the tribulation, or the beginning of the great tribulation. And you know, people come to me and they say, you know, what do you think about this person? And I look at them and they're like fools. They're or they're being fooled. The Satan presents himself as an angel of light, and you can have dreams that seem greatly inspired, but you have to learn to test all spirits. you have a dream and something's going to happen on, June 5th, and you start telling everybody with videos on YouTube, and then everybody's like getting all worked up. June 5th comes and goes and nothing happens. I mean, if you're having, if you think that Elohim is giving you a word or dreams, test them out first, and see if they come true. And if they don't, then the enemy is lying to you, and this happens more often than not. Nahum, the book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 7 says, Yahweh is good, as a stronghold in the day of distress, and he knows those who take refuge in him. Somebody told me that, I'm on the East Coast, and they Elohim was giving them a word. The East Coast was going to be annihilated or something on April 11th, and they offered me plane fare to leave town so I'd be safe. Very nice of them to be so considerate. However, like I told them, I said, what am I going to put my trust in you instead of my Abba Father? That'll never happen. He hasn't told me to leave. Well, it's after April 11th. Nothing happened. And I told that person, I said, what are you going to do, when nothing happens and now you're a false prophet? How are you going to deal with that? And the person was just very adamant, like, oh, you're rejecting me, you don't believe that, God is talking to me. No, God is not talking to you. The enemy has been deceiving you. Well, now, hopefully, that person has seen the truth, and hopefully that person is not hurt or distraught about being wrong, but rather has learned a lesson about how to test all spirits. And, what I want to admonish you about is please be very selective about who you watch on YouTube. Don't spend hours chasing down rabbit holes, videos on YouTube, and getting caught up in a lot of videos out there that are very detrimental to your walk. And here is my message. Please take this to heart. It's you and Elohim. And you can't help, having relationships with all kinds of other people. And, these days, most people, all their relationships are on the internet, which are not relationships at all. You don't even really know who you're dealing with. Many times, certainly on YouTube, people don't even use their names. It's, some bizarre, exclamation point 557 kind of a title. You don't know if that's male, female, what their name is, what they look like. And there's a lot of relationships going on the internet. And hopefully you have more relationships in the physical world than you do in the electronic world. But even there, what I'm trying to say to you is get a mindset of this. I don't have a relationship with anyone other than Elohim. Abba Father Yahweh. Mashiach, Yeshua, and his indwelling Ruach Kodesh, his Kodesh Spirit. That's the only relationship I have. Now, I have many other relationships, but I'll tell you this. If you have a relationship with Elohim that is the primary relationship, and in a sense, the only relationship you care about, then all your other relationships will be blessed. Your children, your parents, your friends, they'll all become rewarding relationships, not problematic. Because if you make him the primary relationship in your life, he goes before you, he covers your back, he's with you, and everything gets balanced in your life. But if he is not primary, if he's not the only true relationship, or really the only relationship that you primarily care about, you put other relationships before him, and you'll know if you're doing this because all those relationships will become problematic. You'll have trouble with your parents. You'll have trouble with your children. You'll have trouble with your friends. You'll have trouble with your siblings. You'll always be in a conflict because you're putting your focus in the wrong place. I made a pact with Abba Father a long time ago. I said, Abba, it's me and you. I'm going down my path, and I'm not going to talk to anyone about anything that's going on. I'm only going to talk to you. I want you to be the master of my life. I want you, Yeshua, my Mashiach, to be the master of my life. I want your indwelling Kodesh spirit to be the master of my life. I don't want to look to anyone for anything. I only want to look to you for all things. Please do this, because we are in the last hour. Darkness is getting thicker. Confusion is growing in leaps and bounds. You can tell very clearly who has a relationship with him and who doesn't by one very simple thing, their conversation. Those who don't have a real relationship with him, you'll see that they all they talk about is their conflicts with other people. Those who have a true relationship with him, and they are really founded in his word, all they talk about are the blessings that are going on in their life. This is what I'm noticing very strongly as of late. Psalm 18, verse 2. Yahweh is my rock and my stronghold, and my deliverer. My El is my rock. I take refuge in him. My shield and the horn of my deliverance. My high tower. It's where you can get up and away from see everything that's going on and not be threatened by any of it. Psalm 118, verse 8. It says that it's better to take refuge in Yahweh than to trust in man. Don't trust in people. You can put a lot of trust in my videos. I say that because in my videos, my primary focus is to share with you what he says in his word, not what I think in my head. I don't share, my personal viewpoints. I don't make things up and tell you it's the truth and to follow them or you're going to hell, like many do. I only share his word with you, and primarily in the interest of getting you to focus on his word. If you spent as much time in his word as you do watching videos on YouTube, you'd be much better off. Proverb 30, verse 5, every word of Eloah is refined. He is a shield to those taking refuge in him. Put your faith in him. Put your faith in His Word. If you see somebody on YouTube and they're saying something and it concerns you, I'm happy that you come to me and you ask me for greater clarification. I spent a lot of time in His Word. I've been studying His Word for more than 4 decades, and I'm very familiar with it. And I can get you to some answers perhaps quicker than you can yourself. But the key is for you to go to the Word and see what the Word says. This is the only truth on the planet. If anything is not in agreement with the Word of Elohim, it's a lie. And I just want to encourage you. Put your trust and your faith in Him and Him alone. Put your faith and your trust in what His Word says and in nothing else, and you'll have a better go of it. Someone emailed me yesterday, a 17-year-old boy. Somebody told him that Matthew 24, forget the verse, doesn't matter, was a false prophecy, and it broke down his faith. He thought there was no more reason to live. And I tried to PM him, but his YouTube, his settings are such that I can't send him a message unless he accepts me as a contact. So I put a message on his page asking him to do this. I haven't heard from him, but he feels like there's no reason to live because Matthew 24 is a false prophecy. And I wanted to tell him, look, Matthew 24 is about the second coming of Mashiach, the second coming of Christ. This is something that's not happened yet. How can that be a false prophecy? It's yet to be fulfilled. It's yet to be proven. And every prophecy in this book is 100% accurate. But he was really distraught, and that's I'm concerned because many come to me and they're very distraught about things that other people say about Elohim or about other videos that are made, and a lot of times they don't know how to sort out the truth from the lie. Well, this is how. It's very simple. There's only one way. What the Word says is true. Anything that doesn't work in harmony with what the Word says is a lie. Please be careful. Please get on your knees tonight and talk to Abba Father. Tell Him that you want a relationship with Him and Him only. Try and confirm it in your own heart. To have a relationship, a personal relationship with no one at all, but only Him. And know that you'll have relationships and they'll all be blessed because of this attitude. You don't want to hold hands with anyone unless you're holding hands with Him. So seek only to hold hands with Him. Shalom Aleichem.